haven't experienced it, you've been grief adjacent. And you probably haven't known what to do in the situation, whether you're the person going through it or you're the person that is around someone that is experiencing grief. It's a very difficult situation for those and for those that are around the people that have lost loved ones. And I just want to let you all know that we don't have to move on. We have to grieve and move forward. And they are always with us. We carry them with us, but we carry them forward with us. The grief has been looked at by some psychologists as a circle, and they have always looked for ways to shrink the circle, to make it smaller so that they could shorten the grief span. But what they've now discovered is they can't shrink the circle. You just have to expand your life to a bigger circle. What that looks like is, if somebody's a super big part of your life, it's obviously going to take longer for you to make the circle bigger that they are still in. So if someone is a huge part of your life and your day-to-day life, and you've had a relationship with them for many years, then, or you're a mother that was carrying their child or carried their child and then lost them. They were literally a part of you. And no one needs to ask you to move on. You just move forward. And it's going to look different. It's going to look different every day, sometimes moment to moment. And we have to mourn in order to find the way forward. And we're going to misstep, and we're going to have times where we feel like we can't do it alone, and that's because we were designed to not do it alone. And that is 100% what I guess because I'm an introvert, what I want to do. I want to withdraw and dig myself into a hole and be sad. And that isn't what my friend Hefe would have wanted, that we just lost in July. Friends for 30 years. Just our family. That's not what he would have wanted. And I get to carry him with me for the rest of my life, just like you get to carry your lost loved one with you for always. And it's a lot better to have them here in physical form on the earth, for sure. But you don't have to move on. Just move forward. I hope that encourages you, and I hope that you will find people that are brave enough to sit with you in your grief, but also who are brave enough to ask you to come outside and play, because that's how we expand our circle. We make it bigger, filling it with more love. Like, there's just, someone once said, grief is all the love we have left to give. So we just have to make our circle of love bigger so that what we lost is a smaller portion of the love. They've given us a gift of stretching our ability to love. And I'm sure that what I've said is not remotely perfect and totally incomplete. But the most comforting thing to me is that God is close to the brokenhearted. And having lost quite a few people in my life, I can tell you that that is true. And that if I didn't have my faith and my love for God and my relationship with the Lord, He's so kind, so kind. I wouldn't be able to put one foot in front of the other. And if you don't know that feeling, if you don't know God like that, then I have the best news in the world for you, because He loves you and He gave everything for you, and He will stand with you in the fire, and He'll ask you to come on the waves. Sometimes He calms the waves, and sometimes He says, just walk towards me, lock eyes with me, like he did with Peter. Just lock eyes with me and walk towards me in this storm. Sometimes He calms the waves. Sometimes He says, lock eyes with me and walk towards me. And the storm doesn't settle right away, but He's with me. And He's kind and He's loving and He's good. So I hope that you are encouraged, and I pray that if you don't know Him, that you'll seek His face, because there's nothing like it, and there's no peace like it in the whole world. And if you think that all Christians are imperfect, you're exactly right. We all are. We are really imperfect people. And that's why we need Jesus. We hopefully, learn and grow and do better, but we still mess up. And thank God that when He looks at us, He sees Jesus, and He doesn't see our mistakes and our failures. As a matter of fact, He says that we're forgiven as far as the east is from the west, which is infinite. It's infinite. And there's nothing that can separate you from the love of God. Nothing. Don't let anybody tell you that there is, because there's not. You just love the Lord. Jesus is the kindest, most heartbreaking but heart-filling picture of love. So wherever you are today, if you've made it to the end of this, which I know is super long, then just be encouraged. You are loved. And if you're grieving, I just pray now that you will be comforted and you will find rest in Him.